Dillon makes some awesome reloading dies for both pistol and rifle. In this video, we're gonna look at both of those product categories. Hey guys, Gavin here from ultimatereloader.com. That's right, we're talking Dillon dies in this video. We've got a pistol set here, carbide 3-die set. We've got a steel set and a carbide set for rifle. And that's gonna allow us to go through the different options and the different sets and configurations that you can get from Dillon. Dillon makes high quality reloading equipment and their dies are absolutely no exception. It's also about the versatility and the design details. So with a pistol set, let's see what we've got in the box here. There's the instructions. There is the sizer D primer with a carbide ring. We've got the seating die, and then we've also got a crimp die. Let's run through the sets that are available. 32 S&W, 32 H&R, 10mm 40 S&W, 38 Super, 38 357, 380 ACP, 41 mag, 44 Special 44 mag, 45 ACP, 45 gap, 45 Colt, 9mm Parabellum, 9mm by 25 Dillon, and 357 SIG. So quite a good selection of different die sets that are available from Dillon. Oh, we also have this sample case and cartridge from the factory. So that's kind of cool, especially when it comes to things like setting up the die, right? Okay, so that is the carbide 3-die set. Let's next take a look at each die in depth. So let's look at the carbide sizer D primer. If we take the spindle for the decapper out here, we're going to see one of the unique design details that Dillon has in their dies, and that's this spring-loaded decapper. So when you're doing decapping and part of the sizing process, you're going to hear a little pop, which is a very satisfying sound. And there's also a functional aspect to this spring-loaded decapper. When it has a spring-loaded actuation and then stops abruptly, there's less chance that you're going to have primer drawback. In other words, the primer sticking to the depriming pin and then it barely making its way back into the primer pocket. We also have a replaceable decapper there, pin, and then we have a carbide ring here, and the carbide ring is profiled with an optimal lead-in radius for progressive presses, which of course is what Dillon is known for. Okay, on to the seating die. Now this is a really cool die and has some pretty unique characteristics. First, we've got this quick clip on the top, and that allows us to take the main cartridge out. We've got a little pin here that comes in from the side, and what that does is it secures the actual seating plug, right? And we've got, as you see it kind of here, a flat profile for like semi-wad cutters or any flat point type of bullet, and then we've got a curved profile for round nose bullets and similar. So I'm going to put that round nose facing up because I'm assuming, you know, I'm reloading 9mm, so I'm going to definitely be doing some round nose stuff. Drop that in so it lines up. Put our clip back in place. That's the bottom of the die. Very easy, and you can do this disassembly to clean out the die without even changing your die setting or unscrewing it from the press. Pretty cool. So, and for the crimper, similar to the cedar, we've got this quick connect clip there, and you can remove the body here and do things like clean it out, that sort of thing, without having to remove the die from the press. And, you know, goes together just as easy. Boom. Could have done that in place. Just like with the cedar, we've got a really optimized belled lead-in for that so that we have optimal feeding on a progressive press. Really good dies, and they've performed really well for us. All right, on to rifle dies. Here we've got the steel 3-die set. Let's see what we've got here. Instructions, we've got the steel full-length sizer, we've got the seating die and the crimp die, and also a spare decapper, which is nice. These sets are available in 308, 223, and 30-06, and you can either get the 3-die set or the sizer only. Let's take a look at the sizer die here. So we can remove the spindle. We've got the decapper down here, and it kind of sandwiches the carbide expander ball. The carbide expander ball is going to give us that sort of squeak-free neck expansion. and that goes together, and we've got a lock ring here to preserve that setting. With the cedar, it's pretty simple. There's just the cedar plug up here at the top. You can see for 30 cal, this is a little bit larger. It's got a 30 stamped on top there. And then we've got the lock nut here to preserve your bullet seating setting. And then the crimper is going to be optimized for semi-auto scenarios like crimping 223 for an AR-15 or crimping 308 for a semi-auto, that kind of thing. Then we've got our carbide 3-die sets, which are essentially the same as the steel 3-die set, except we've got a carbide full-length sizer in place of a steel full-length sizer. Available cartridges are 223, 308, 300 blackout, 30 caliber M1 carbine, and 30-06. And again, we can either order the sizer die only or the 3-die set. Let's take a look at what we've got here. This is a carbide 223 set. Instructions, spare decapper. We've got the full-length sizer. Take out the spindle here. Looks a lot like the spindle that we had in the steel 3-die set, except we've got the carbide expander ball here, and then we've also got carbide inside the sizing portion of the die. Cedar is going to be essentially the same. You'll notice here, we had 308 over there. Here we've got 223, so we've got a smaller opening for the seating plug. We've got the lock ring there, and then we've got, again, the crimp die. And like all of the Dillon dies, we've got a very generous lead-in for progressive presses. A little bit of a leaning or tipping of the shell casing is not going to cause things to jam. Instead, that chamfer is going to guide things right in nicely. A little bit more detail on the rifle die sets. So we've got the carbide expander ball in both sets, which is really nice. Min-spec chambers for optimal feeding, again, with semi-automatic applications. We've got the steel or carbide full-length sizer option. Cedar is optimized for minimal runout, the design of the cedar plug and the chamber, and then also the taper crimp die centers the case prior to crimping so that you get a nice uniform crimp all the way around. So most of your Dillon dies and die parts are going to be covered by these sets here, all of the 3-die sets. The carbide set for pistol, the steel and the carbide set for rifle. But Dillon does have some additional products, like they've got a carbide full-length sizer for 50 BMG. They've got die and caliber conversion kits for the square deal B, which does not use regular 7/8x14 dies. I will note that these dies are great on other single-stage turret or progressive presses. Really, they're optimized for progressives, so you're going to see these running maybe on Mark 7 machines or Hornady machines or RCBS. Whatever progressive you're using, these are definitely going to be great candidates. So that's the basic lineup. What I'd like to know is, what are you using Dillon dies on? Is it on a Dillon machine or a non-Dillon machine? Also, what are you loading? What cartridge and what kind of a firearm are you firing that ammunition out of? Drop a comment and we'll start a discussion in the comments section. That concludes this video, and that means it's time to wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, we're on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, where we've got unrestricted content, and Instagram. Make sure to follow us on all those channels. Ultimate Reloader also has a commercial solutions division serving law enforcement, the military, and the gun industry. We have some unique capabilities, including a comprehensive suite of recoil testing and evaluation capabilities, trigger profiling, and more. If you're interested in custom rifles like what we build here on the channel or gunsmithing services, you're going to want to go to rifles.ultimatereloader.com and get on the wait list. Thanks again for watching.